computer. Okay, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
And for those that don't know, tell me, who in the heck are you, madam?
So my name's Molly Lee. I live in Dallas, and I'm just a normal girl who had a video go crazy.
Just a normal girl who had a video go crazy.
Yep, absolutely.
How would you describe, I was reading your bio, how would you describe the word brand? I think like can sound obnoxious, but what
Mhm.
is it? What's your essence? What is it that you're putting out there? How do you describe it?
Well, I've been making dumb videos for my friends since I was in junior high, probably. And so before this week, it really was just me and my friends that were on Instagram and Facebook, and I've just been posting crazy videos. So I think really just the main part of who I am is I just love to post things that make my friends laugh and to see that the world has seen stuff and thought it was funny as well. And now I have a following and different things have happening. It's been just a crazy week. But yeah, I think my brand is really just about making people laugh and not taking myself too seriously.
What is it about laughter? What does laughter give us in the best times and also the worst times? Because I'll tell you, some of the times that I've had the biggest like case of the giggles
Right,
is like in the hardest times of my life, and then something
right.
happens. What is laughter? What does that give us?
I think the cool thing about laughter and humor and comedy is that it's just kind of a universal language. It allows us all to take a step out of the situation that we're in and breathe for a minute. And so I think, especially just with everything going on in the world and the pandemic that's happening right now, it's so important to take those moments where we can breathe and we can laugh and just kind of forget about things that are going on. I think sometimes people feel guilty about it, but I think it's necessary. It reminds you that we're still alive, things are still okay, and it's okay to laugh and just find joy in the day.
I know faith plays a big role in your
Yes,
life as well. And
absolutely.
I think that's another misconception. I think a lot of people think that if you're religious or a holy roller or somebody of faith, that they think you're serious, that
Right,
you're not funny.
right. I think it's super important that people know that just because you love Jesus or follow the Lord, that it's not a serious legalistic life. I think just as you follow the Lord and get to know His character, I think the most freeing thing for me was realizing that He gave me my personality for a reason, the things that I love, and I feel like there's such a lane that's needed in the world and Christianity and faith to know that you can fully be yourself and fully be loved and seen by God and know that He's proud of you, He's not disappointed. And so my faith is a huge part of who I am, and I never want to forget that or have that overlooked because it is the thread of everything in my life.
Do you think did is laughter, humor, is that a gift from God?
I think there are lots of gifts and talents and different things that the Lord gives. And I think just knowing that I fully believe that He created me with the personality that I have and created me with the sense of humor that I have and has provided a lane in ministry in the world to run in that just allows people to connect with the Lord from a non threatening approach to see humor as a way to connect to Jesus, I guess. And so I definitely think that it is from God. I think that humor is totally a part of God's character, that we find joy in Him. And I just think it's important to remember that.
One thing that I thought about, that saying that the Lord works in mysterious ways. Well, the Lord used your upper lip fuzz
Yes,
to put you on the map. I mean, that only God
right,
can do that. Okay.
right, absolutely. My friends and I have just literally been cracking up. And my mom texted me and she was like, this just isn't your funniest thing that you've ever done. So I don't know why this is the thing that everyone saw and loved it and that kind of launched stuff. But yeah, it's the most hilarious thing that could have ever happened that a video of me waxing my upper lip is what, drew people into my page or had different things happen. But yeah, it's been so crazy. And to see the messages that people have sent, I've had people say that, they're nurses in New York and it's the first time that they've laughed in a while and they shared it with their floor, and people saying that they just lost a sibling or a loved one for other reasons, and that it was the first time they were able to connect with like their child because they were able to both laugh about it. And so I definitely see the way that the Lord has been using it of like allowing people just to have the space to breathe and to have the space to just laugh, I guess. And it's been really special to see.
I mean, and come on, only God could do that
Right,
too.
absolutely.
That's That's what I love about it. Talk to me about those messages, because I think we, in everyday life, we we can be jaded almost to the fact of like the impact that we can have on other people. And
Right.
social media opens us up to the world.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the messages that you got that you were like, oh wow, I mean, these silly videos, they are a
Right.
gift.
Right. I've had people go through my page now and see the other stuff that I've posted or highlights that I have saved. And it's been so interesting to see the thing that people latch onto, because I'll get messages about stuff that I posted months and months ago, or even years ago now, that people have seen it and they've just been like, this is exactly my type of humor. It's exactly what I needed today. And like I said, I've had nurses message me. I've had people in the healthcare industry. I've had all kinds of people just saying that their daughter watched my video. And one lady said that her daughter said, I want to be like her when I grow up, which is really wild, because it's like, I feel like just a trash idiot human being all the time. But to see that people are seeing stuff doing and thinking like, wow, that's really special. And the way that I am just so confident and open about my faith and about the other things that I love, and different social justice initiatives that I stand for. I think it's been cool just to see who I am that people are really loving, and not just like a funny video. It's now turned into so much more than just the initial video.
Yeah. At first, I mean, in what you're saying, at first I was like, oh, I want to do like a little blurb on this video. So cute. And then I started going through your account and I messaged my executive producer. I go, no, this is like a full package, a full story.
Wow.
And it's that energy that you have. And it's authentic, it's real. And, we started off before you were recording, you were saying, I think I'm just like an idiot and I post these things. And I said,
Yeah.
well, deep down, we're all idiots. So when
Right.
somebody shows their real self, like I was watching that and I felt less alone. And
Right.
that's, especially right now, that's a gift.
Right. I had, I'm always just posting dumb things that I'm finding on Amazon, especially because I'm addicted to ordering things on Amazon. That's where I got the waxing kit. And I just posted about this automatic hair curler that I had bought. And this girl messaged me and was like, we need a tutorial. And I messaged her back. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like so new to this. I'm just an idiot, not an influencer. So I'm going to have to like figure this out of like, if I post something and people want to see something. So it's been the craziest week of my life, but it's been so much fun.
What does your family and friends think?
I mean, my mom is like, when the video was probably at like 50,000 views on Facebook, which now it's at like 4 million, which is crazy. She texted me and was like, I'm just not that impressed. Like, you've done funnier stuff. I just am not that impressed. And the rest of my siblings and my friends, I mean, they're like so proud of me and so excited for me, but they're also like, this is the craziest thing. Like, you're just being yourself and all of this happened, which has also been encouraging.
It is. It really is encouraging. And I think that's a lesson for everybody. If you really tap into like, do you.
Right.
That's the best thing that you can do. Don't try
Absolutely.
to be somebody else. I mean, it's cliche, but it's cliche because it's true.
Right.
One of my other favorite videos that you posted was when it was like the first time you showered since quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. Where'd you come up with that idea? And do your ideas just pop in your head?
Yeah, it's kind of like a fever dream sometimes. I'll just wake up and be like, I know what I have to do, which they're always really off the wall. And that video I had seen on Twitter all the time, people are using that as a meme of doing different things. And so I had watched another video on Twitter a couple weeks before, and I just woke up in the middle of the night at like 4 a.m. and said, I know what video I have to film tomorrow, of knowing that my shower schedule has just gone downhill. No one's seeing me besides my roommate. No one's around. Like, no one knows what I'm doing in my home right now. And so I just thought it would be a funny way to connect with people of like, if you're not washing your hair as often, it's okay. If you forgot to use deodorant for the last 5 days, it's okay. And so the video where, yeah, it was the family reacting, which initially was a college acceptance letter of like her dream school, I think. I thought it would be funny of doing that with me just showering for the first time.
It was great. What is your 9 to 5? What is your life when the world's somewhat normal?
Yeah, I work at the Salvation Army headquarters here, the Texas Divisional headquarters. And so my 9 to 5 is just in the nonprofit world, in the ministry world. I'm super involved with my church, which is Hillsong Dallas. And so doing a ton of stuff with our kids ministry and just doing some admin stuff behind the scenes throughout the week. But yeah, my 9 to 5 is pretty normal. I just find the space and the time to make dumb videos to post online.
Do you have any, and I know this is all like so new, do you have like a vision or ambitions or like is there something you want to do next? Like, you know, you're being like this platform is just manifesting in front of your eyes.
Right.
Do you have a vision of what you want to do with it?
I think like I'm such a dreamer that I've always had big dreams of doing something in comedy. Like even when I was in 4th grade, you know, they would go around and ask what you wanted to do when you grew up. And people would say doctor, baker, lawyer. And my answer was always like, I want to be on SNL or I want to do something in writing. And so I've always known that like I loved comedy and I loved writing and being strategic in that. And so I would love to do something in comedy in the future. I don't really know what that looks like, but I think for now, I'm just going to keep making videos, doing things that I think is funny and hoping that other people will find some joy in it too.
I think it's served you well thus far, and I don't mess with that. It's a very pure recipe. Don't mess with it. You know,
Right.
that's part of your magic. I'm trying to think. You've really knocked it out of the park. I enjoy what you put out there. Thank you for talking to me. This is going to air on Friday. We're going to do like a package on it. Could you do me a favor and take some screenshots of some messages from people that are like, oh my gosh, who would have thought my waxing my mustache video would have like impacted somebody in this way?
Right. Absolutely. I can send you some for sure.
I've got like 2 more questions. I just want to go back to that idea of, you know, being a person of faith in God using a waxing video.
Yes.
To launch you. Like this is a dream you've had your whole life.
Right.
I mean, of course God has a sense of humor because that is funny.
Right. Absolutely. My life has always been so unfortunate. I've just always had the weirdest things happen to me. And I found out at a young age, probably when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, that as I would share these stories about my life, that it would draw people in so much just to my life and also the character of God. Just using humor as a tool in ministry or using as a humor as a tool in life. And so I just think it's so crazy and special. And of course, this would happen that a waxing video of me, you know, taking my mustache off while in quarantine is something that I think has connected people and just allowed, I mean, as people come and see my page, I've had so many people say like, oh my gosh, it's so cool that like you're a Christian, you're a follower of the Lord, and that you're just so free with being yourself. And so I think it's just acknowledging messages of freedom in Christ, or just different things that is totally Jesus. So it's so special that like, of course this would happen, like you say, that it's something so totally random. And I think to a lot of people it's foreign because when they think about God and they think about faith, they don't think about the normalcy of it all, or that God is fun. And we have a saying in our church that like church is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. And I have that same principle about life, is that, and Jesus too, is that, you know, God is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. And I think life is the same way.
You talked about, you know, one of the ways that you have reacted to like struggles or unfortunate things in your life is
Right.
to share it with the world and to share it with a sense of humor, and that connects people. Right now, everybody's in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Some more than others. Some are losing jobs, losing loved ones, but everybody's in this moment where we're like, what's going on? What are your thoughts on humor and connection in this time? How can they serve us? And even just being open about
Right.
how you feel, who you are.
Yeah, I think this time has really awakened a lot of people to stress, to different anxieties, a lot of mental health struggles that people have already been walking with. And I think right now more people are online than ever because they're looking for an escape, or they're looking for something to break up the mundane of being at home or their day-to-day that they've kind of fallen into. And so I think there's definitely a market and a space, but not just a market, but a need right now for people to just share their day-to-day life or funny things that are happening. I think it's just kind of refocused on what's important or the things that are needed right now. And at the end of the day, like you get refocused on what matters and what's important. And I think that like laughter and joy is an essential part of life. And I think that that's really been focused into this time. And so I think it's important for people to not look at social media of just like the highlights of life. I think the in between is really where life happens. And so if you're not sharing those moments and people come to your page, they start to idolize something that's not real. And I think that posting dumb videos, how crazy the premise of them is, like someone's going to connect with it, or someone's going to just feel like they were seen that day, or that they were able to escape from their situation that they're in right now, no matter how tough it is. And I know for me, when I've gone through hard things in life, humor is the way that I cope with things, but it's also the way I get out of things and get back into my normal way of life. And thinking it's kind of that moment of like, I'm able to laugh again is like an indicator for me that things are going well. And so throughout this whole time of being, sheltered in place, I've just started posting videos like crazy, because I knew like if I'm going stir crazy, my friends are too. And if I can just provide a little bit of joy in their day, then I know that it's worth it and that there's some good happening from it.
There is some good happening. Molly, thank you.
Yes,
And
thank you so
please,
much for having me.
please keep being you. And I can't wait to follow you and watch it grow and grow and grow.
Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This has been great.
Awesome. So send me those screenshots of the comments or anything that you think is kind of interesting. I'll write up the story and then I'll email you probably on Thursday just to make sure that it's accurate. Where do you live, by the way?
I live in Carrollton.
Carrollton. Okay. Groovy.
Yes. I've just been calling everyone Dallas, though, for safety.
You've been saying Dallas?
Yes, for safety region things.
Girl, I get it. Yes, I know. I know when I'm working from home, and so like I'm like, can people tell what that window is? Smart. Dallas is perfect. We can say that. And how old are you?
I'm 22.
22. Okay.
I'm 23 in 2 weeks.
Hey, girl. You're gonna have a nice shelter-in-place party.
Yes.
Thank you for everything. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.